Welcome everyone on my gaming channel. It's time for the new episode from Instant War. Today very short about the campaign. Like I promised in previous videos, I'm gonna make a separate video about it. That's why it's gonna be quite short. But before we proceed, make sure when you look into the game, except collecting boxes, free rewards, checking out what kind of events are on that calendar, what kind of events is gonna come very soon, because that's very important, especially when it comes to construction or gathering resources, or even actually a kill event, because then in that moment you need to make sure you secure your base. You're trying to do everything you like with collecting resources, healing troops and stuff, but also very important is to sometimes just check out the area around your base, something like behind the mountains, not too far, very close distance. And of course don't have to be paranoid about that, but sometimes might be useful, because let's not forget that Instant War is still a war game. Those kill events is the most popular time to actually attacking another bases, but it happens then someone wanna just making some kind of training, maybe someone is bored. But what I mean about checking the area, in the Instant War you can send the camps. For those who doesn't know that, sending the camps with your troops doesn't matter just which formation, just for now, just to show you around. You can send, depends how many marches you have available, that's how many camps you can send, and you can move them. This is very important part of this game, because this is helping you later with the attacking. For example, we can move the alpha, beta, etc. Which kind of army, which kind of formation we want to move from one place to another. So for example, if we're gonna get closer and closer, let's assume that that player, that burning base right here, is an active player, so we're trying to surprise him. So we're gonna hide, we're not gonna stand just straight next to his base. We're just gonna try to get closer and then hit him fast enough so the player not gonna have enough time to, for example, put the shield on or recall some of his troops from local mines. This might get stronger. You know, things like this is quite important. Remember guys, there's also recall gonna from the camp. You can recall and going straight back to the base. But I will show you during the attack on the enemy, the city base, whatever the name will be. You need to think about it. In some cases, recall the troops marches is for free. Another, during the attack, you need to have a special item, or they actually forcing you to have to use that gold for it. Let's try like this. If it's a base close line in this kind of distance, then of course you just can head straight on them. Still advise you to better to just get a little bit closer and then attack, because in this game, unless you have the good research, good equipment for your general, which will provide you some extra speed on your march, otherwise everything else is very slow around here, and your troops, if more and better you're gonna send, and it's gonna be even slower. So better to check around what's going on in the area. It's only taking a few seconds, and with those attacks, think about what you're doing. Oh, I actually didn't show you. When, for example, when you're just sending those troops and then you want to click on them and recall, then you need to use the special item for it, which is very stupid actually in this game. That's a little bit minus, but sending those camps for before the attack, it's very good, especially when it comes to big war between the alliances, especially when it comes to some event, when you're destroying those special robots, something similar to this one. They are extremely strong, so what you have to do is like surrender them with all the matches with your teammates, and then attack all together in the same time if it's possible. Okay, so this is just extra info. Guys, remember to use some of the gold and whatever points you might have to increase your VIP, because that might be very useful just for the future. The beginning, it's not making you too much difference, but there's always something. and higher level than better. Of course, in this game, VIP is very, very expensive. Well, today I've got events when I have to hit encounters, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I already used my free searching, and I don't want to use the VIP right now because I don't have too many points on them. So let's just find this crap, the level what I'm looking for. 15 in fact is actually a little bit too strong for me at the moment, but 14 will be very good. 13 is good. Oh, here is 14. Like I mentioned, oh no, I sent the wrong troops I think, but it should be okay. Let's think about it, what kind of formation you actually set up against them. This is not like in March of Empires, if you know that game. In March of Empires is very important what kind of formation and what kind of troops you're sending and everything like this. In here is usually try to send, I think, equal number of the highest troops you possibly, what you got. That's all depends. Of course, if you cannot find the encounter, if it's too far away, the one which you can hit, the highest level, then try to just hit the next one to it, something closer, which also gonna provide you the points, because there is sometimes massive waste of time on sending those marches and waiting until they're gonna return. That's what at least that's what I think. So hopefully they're gonna destroy that one. Let's see if I can get. No, I can't get any resources. I need to gather. I was checking, scouting so many cities and those bases around everywhere. Like in every kind of game of this type of games, there will be always dead castle, the bases, the cities. A little bit shame because. There's a lot of fun if it's more players on. Okay, we managed, so extra points, and now I have to wait until the guy's gonna return. So let's go to the campaign. This is the main thing about this video. I don't
Still no info
sure.
on Tia Kane's location, sir.
Blah.
We have spies in multiple locations, but they remain silent.
Okay, so they always have a little bit speech when this comes to some task.
My guys would have found her already.
Blah blah blah. And now you can realize that she's not talking anymore. Now you just for you to read what's going on. But this is all bullshit, to be honest. If you're really into the game, then yes, you can read it, you can enjoy more. But for me, it's a little bit nothing special, and especially when actually that voice, that conversation is missing a lot of content. So you guys see, then I got already everything to collect. It's nothing like to show you around, but this is why I kept this and I didn't go on for a while, just to show you how this all works. We can collect, of course, everything. So we got extra reward. I will show you all around. This again is typical blah blah blah. Now without any voice, and we're moving to the next point. And now it's important thing. Like you can see, then I've done already some of this campaign. I was testing that game before I was making any videos about it. So what you're doing is follow all the tasks, which at the beginning are very simple. Then you have, after 5th one, from the 6th one, you got extra star above them. So that means you're doing your basic task, plus you're going for the one extra. So yeah, I got all of them done right here. Up to 14th, no 13th, yeah? 14th we have to do something what I missed. So kill 11-7 using 12,500 troops. That means it's better to get stronger for a while. You just don't rush with hitting everything around you, just losing the troops or hitting them, because in some cases you're gonna be in a position when you're gonna miss that extra little bit of resources or something, and it's just a waste. it's no rush with this. You can wait until you're gonna get stronger. Now, for example, we can hunt them with that amount of troops because our army is far more stronger at this point, and you can get hold of those stars much easier way. Like I see, the next one is using 11,500 troops. So again, there is some improvements on everything. Level 8, 16,000, and it's continuously gonna give you some kind of tasks like this. So the campaign is nothing special really, because it's not gonna take you too much time. Some of those stars I have to do those tasks now. I'm gonna skip this one talking, and you see I got already done 3 of them, and this is the cool part, making things a little bit maybe boring, but from another side you don't have to care about this too much. You just playing your game, and that's why you actually maybe you saw in my previous videos. And sometimes when I do something action gathering or doing some research, fusing parts, blah blah blah, the stars is dropping after doing that kind of thing. So this is it. This is what is everything what you do is counting for the next those of the parts of the campaign. I'm not sure about that gathering food. It's a little bit strange. I thought I actually get that number. Also, let's not forget that we're collecting those stars for some reason. Here is I own 61. The 60 is the goal to open that chest. So as soon as we're gonna open, the next goal gonna increase the amount of that, 75. But we got some extra stuff for us, so we have a little bit of gold, extra workforce. This is very useful if you are preparing yourself to do event when it comes to construction. That's very important and very helpful, because it's gonna give you advantage of the players which they don't use that actually in that time. So try to avoid the extra force. Try to avoid using extra workforce when there's no event on, or you're gonna probably keep building something else. It's really not worth to use that on the beginning without the event. That's my opinion. Later on, the buildings take a really long time to finish, so you know, that's actually the answer. So you can just go for it. It's very easy, very clear what you have to do. Of course, the campaign is gonna get far more difficult, and the cool part is then I still got a few things done in the next missions to come. But for me, right now, the most important is to hit the highest level of encounters possible. I'm not gonna go for that even level 7, because that's I suggest you to do after the event. Because why you have to waste your energy from your general for something which is gonna provide you less points. Campaign you can do anytime. It's not going anywhere. There's no time limits on that. That's the thing. That's just why I'm making separate video about this. Just a few things what might improve your game a little bit if you are interested in it. Another one thing what I want to mention, and then if you are not interested in instant war, you might try a different kind of game. You can see actually I changing formations here. Sometimes depends if I'm created or not. I'm just trying to hit that with the highest troops like I mentioned before. Okay, so what I mentioned about other games, there are plenty of this type on Microsoft, on Steam, on mobile, you know, Google Play, etc. It's not always available on every platform, so if you better to check it out if the game is for you, if you like it, and which one you want to play, because in Age of Empires you can play on PC and a mobile phone in the same time, on tablet. This game I couldn't find it on a mobile phone, and once maybe there is, I'm just not sure, maybe because I'm using a different type of mobile. But this is important. In Age of Empires you have to also keep an eye that shield is far more important in Age of Empires than in this game. Still, you can get hit and destroyed in both games, but that's a reality. Age of Empires is more about stealing more resources from the bases, even if they are dead. If the player don't play anymore, still the castle's producing the resources. In this one, it's a little bit different. You have to collect the resources to get, you know, above your limits or anything else. So we're gathering, we're attacking, we're doing those events, trying to help your teammates. Don't forget about the technology. And again, like I said, yeah, even wearing the t-shirts from Age of Empires. That Age of Empires is good, but only if you're playing in a new realm, with the new rules, not like in old times. Old times, I think, was very unfair. Players was jumping from one realm with lots of gold, lots of resources to the new realm, and just ruining the game for all the new players. It happens almost for too long, way too long, until they fix that. And that's just extra info from me. There's going to be more games like this on my channel, so keep visiting. I'm not planning to make too many videos about them. I just want to give you some basic idea, and I just want to test it. For example, this game, it's far more slow, it's less players than Age of Empires, but in here you don't have to be that crazy about the shields. In Age of Empires there are more players, more active, more attacking, but you have to be always about that shield, because if you're gonna miss that, you're losing. And you know how many times you're actually having fun with rebuilding when the other players are extremely strong. So keep that in mind. If you guys have any questions about this game or any other on my channel, don't hesitate to place it in the comments below the video. Of course, there is some links to other videos on my channel, so try that. I'm gonna collect some reward right now. I managed to get next level on the event, where I'm very happy about that. It's cool. I need the resources. I need really a lot of resources now. Killing troops. This game is still fun. If you have nothing to do around, you know, just make sure you are looking for the proper team. The team which is gonna do the technology advantage of the resources and everything else, and not just focus on. Basically, some alliances just focus on how many members of the team are able to join or doing the attack on your army, and they're leaving the economy behind, which is extremely big mistake. You're gonna end up yourself in this kind of situation without resources, and you're gonna get pissed off. And the only thing which might help you, active team, when you're gonna actually be able on that event with attacking. Let's see if it's what is upcoming. Maybe Liberation Day, or maybe it's this one. Liberation Day, that's fantastic with those robots, what I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Those guys, if you actually manage with your teammates to ruin them, you can collect millions in resources, really, because you just keep hitting them. It's lots of fun, so just keep playing. Thank you very much for watching, thanks for your support, and hopefully to see you in my next video.